in this case. So I only have to do is just adjust the aperture to, let's say, f4 to the maximum amount, and it seems like this jump to f4 is really helping me to.
Overall, it's only f4 we're talking about, while pro lenses close down to f22. But keep in mind is that the lens diameter and sensor on the phone is way smaller than full-frame cameras, and that makes the aperture at f4 cut out most of the light.
I have a similar setup, but for the S24 Ultra. Yeah, it's not made by Samsung, it's made by Freewell, but you see, for the S24 Ultra. So it also has the adjustable magnetic mounts and everything else. So in this way, we can have two photography killer setups and see. All right, now let's take a few shots side by side with the Samsung and compare them. We're really lucky right now with the light. You see the sun hitting the theater on the roof. It looks amazing. Let's take the shot. Auto mode, since it's so beautiful. A cool thing that I just bought with this grip handle is it has the shutter button, but it has like double press. You know, like on cameras you press it only so slightly and the camera just like pre-focuses, and then you need to press further. And you see it works with people too, so it recognizes somehow maybe more contrast area of the shot and focuses on it. I wonder if I zoom in, will it do the same thing with the objects? Yeah, it does that. Cool, huh? All right, what else? What else I can take photo of? Traffic light. Let's do traffic light in vertical. You see it? Let's see if it's in focus, actually. Yeah, it is. Hold on. Oh. All right, I'm not sure if I made it or not. Yeah, you see it? Should have had shutter speed set to manual for this shot because the movement was too fast. But hey, you learn as you go. And now a few more raw shots. Amazing. Look at that. Look at that lighting. It looks incredible. So vertical shot, 8K, all auto settings on both phones. Looks kind of weird with the sun just hitting the roof. Oh. This shot was really nice. You know, a funny thing that I just spotted is if I have a really bright highlight in the shot like here, it feels like the phone adds this star. This is usually happening when you close down your aperture, all the bright subjects appear like this. That's quite interesting, to be honest. You see the cars in the back? Oh, that was really prominent. This is f4, aperture closed down.
And besides that, there is another feature on 14 Ultra that is not present on Samsung Galaxy, but it does have its own quirks.
Here we have the ability to shoot in log profile, and it's a little bit complicated to use on this phone, to be honest, because you have to use all manual settings. If you do not lock your shutter speed, ISO, and you move the camera back and forth, this is what you get. It looks a little bit unnatural, and I would assume that the phone would know for you if you set up all the settings automatically and adjust the exposure, but for some reason it adjusts it in a weird manner. So you have to set up all the exposure settings to manual. If you're interested, let me know in the comments. I'll make a separate tutorial on that. But long story short, I have my shutter speed 100, ISO 50, and we cannot film in 8K and log at the same time. We have to choose. So it's either 8K or log. So let me record a few seconds with log and compare it to 8K on the S24 Ultra. One setting that I left the same on both phones is the white balance. Let's switch to 8K on the Xiaomi. We need to disable log and go into the 8K settings. And what's cool here is that same as on the 24 Ultra, we have 8K for all the cameras. So I can shoot in ultra wide angle camera, main camera, telephoto, and super telephoto camera. All of them do support 8K recording. Now, I'm just trying to match all the settings, make them identical. The framing is almost identical, so you let me know if you can tell which one is which. So this is the camera A and this is the camera B. Just looking at the preview quality, to be honest, Xiaomi looks better. It has more warmer tone to the image. S24 Ultra looks more bland to my taste. All right, now let's see the results. To be honest, Xiaomi looks better. Telephoto camera looks more crisp and detailed. Interesting, but that's on the phone preview. Let me know if you're watching on a bigger screen. Maybe the difference will be more apparent to you. All right, and now the main camera that allows for more light to get under the sensor. Guys, come here, just have a look at the display quality. To be honest, which one do you prefer? I feel like this one gives more like saturated contrast image quality, whereas this one looks more faded. So if I were choosing on the basis of how the preview quality looks, the Xiaomi looks better. However, this one has anti-reflective coating and this one looks better in this regard. So it's very difficult to pick. So you have to go for what you prefer yourself. Definitely the image preview looks more realistic on the 14 Ultra because it's S24 Ultra looks more HDR-like and less saturated, even though there is no log here. This one has log, but unfortunately it's not available for all the cameras. You can only use it with the main camera. Oh. All right, now let me show you guys why adjustable aperture might be a game changer for the phone. I'm using the manual aperture control f4, so this is as close as possible. If I open up the aperture, the whole shot will be overexposed. And this is for the reason because I set up my shutter speed to longer exposure. So that means I will be catching the light trails, and this is not some of the smart modes that a lot of people might be saying. Those are artificial long exposure modes. Here, this is all optical, so look. So for the daytime shot, maybe this is not enough because you get more sun and more light onto the sensor, but for situations like this, it's just perfect. And you see we have these light trails and it really delivers this sense of speed. And funny enough, I made a similar video on the S23 and S24 Ultra, but I had to use the ND filter for that. And a lot of people told me that so many phones have this feature, but guys, this is this feature, artificial long exposure mode. And you see all those trails look unnatural, whereas here, it looks beautiful. It looks very creamy, smooth, because this is optical mode. Oh my God, I was explaining to you and I missed such a beautiful car, guys. Now you have to leave a like for me. Oh, another car, another car. Thank you for leaving a like. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Here's the comparison to the automatic artificial mode. I think the difference is clear and obvious. It's either the adjustable aperture or you have to use external ND filters for this kind of shots.
Now as for the portrait mode, Xiaomi offers these effects that adjust the blur, but to be honest, I was never into this kind of things on the phone, and I prefer just regular focal length choice. Now let's compare it to the S24 Ultra. These are the shots straight from the phones. Both have great separation of the subject from the background, but they process photos in different ways. 14 Ultra is definitely richer in contrast and provides this pop in the image, while Samsung looks more toned down. And while you're leaving a comment about your win.
This Like Authentic is really good, especially if you're taking photos during bright sunny weather. Man, it looks like they were taken with proper camera. And adjustable aperture is also something unique. I know some other phones already been on the market with adjustable aperture, but personally this is the first phone of mine with it, so I was really excited to try it out and it did not disappoint. And if you spend a little bit of time to learn these phones and how to use their cameras, I think you can squeeze amazing images out of both of these devices. And I will for sure post more updates on how it's going with S24 Ultra and Xiaomi.